Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at solving equations again, but this time we're going to get answers that you probably have never seen before. You're going to get answers that have no answer, no solution, or infinitely many answers, infinitely many solutions. So if you look at the first example, what you're going to see when you solve these is if you try to gather your a's, on your variables onto one side, that your variables have canceled out and that you're left with two numbers that are not equal to each other. Not equal. You're left with a false statement. So you're left with no variables. The variables have canceled out, and you're left with a false statement. And when that happens, that's an indication that there's no answer to the problem. There is no solution. That's your final answer. Okay, and what that means is that there's no possible number for A. There's no number that A could be replaced with that will give you the left side of the equal sign equal to the right side of the equal sign. The other situation that the new situation you'll come across is example 2, where you'll notice that the left side and the right side are identical. 3x minus 5 equals 3x minus 5. If you see that, you actually don't have to solve the problem. You could just say the answer is every number works for this equation. So the answer is all real numbers. Okay. Other terms you could see for this are infinitely many solutions. I'll just write infinite solutions. You also could see the term identity. Some worksheets use identity. I use all real numbers to say basically everything works for this. Let's say you didn't notice that in the beginning, that they're identical. What you could do is you could try to solve, and what you're going to get at the very end is, instead of getting a false statement, you'll get a true statement. So for example, if I tried to gather my x's, I subtract 3x, I have negative 5 equals negative 5. That's true. There's no variables left again. The variables cancel. But this time I'm left with a true statement. So that's an indication that every number works for this equation. If I kept going, I add 5 to both sides, I get 0 equals 0, another true statement. Okay, but what you'll notice is in the very beginning, the two sides are equal, identical. Okay, so you didn't actually have to go through any steps. You could just say all real numbers. So here are two more complex examples where you have some additional steps, distributing, combining. So we'll go through the example 3. I'll distribute. I have 3r minus 15 equals 14 plus 6r minus 3r. When I combine like terms, I have on the right side 3r plus 14. So let's say I subtract 3r from both sides. I now have no more r's in the problem, and I have negative 15 equals 14, which is not true. That tells me that there's no solution to this. There's no answer for r. In example 4, I'm going to distribute and combine like terms. So I have negative 2y plus 8 minus 4y equals negative 3y plus 9 minus y plus 17 minus 2y. I'm going to combine on the left. I have negative 6y plus 8. On the right, I have negative 3y minus y minus 2y is negative 6y. And then plus 9 plus 17. There's a typo here, guys. It's supposed to come out to be 8. Minus 9 plus 17. This is supposed to be a plus, sorry. I wanted it to come out to be negative 6y plus 8 also. So just make that correction. So you see how they're identical? That tells you you don't have to go on from here. All real numbers. Every number works for this equation. Y could be any number in the world. Okay? Now, be careful. Just remember that these two situations are not, they're not this situation where you'll see here where if I were to try to solve and I see, let me see here what I did. Okay, it looks like I have another typo here. Let's make it different from, let's do 9m minus 12 equals 9m minus 16. If you try to solve this equation here and you try to get your m's on the same side, what you'll notice oh, that's not what I wanted, sorry. No. Sorry. One more time. Let's say you had 9m minus 12 equals 15m minus 12. Okay? And you try to isolate m, what you'll notice is that if you add 12 to both sides, this is what we did yesterday. 9m equals 15m. And this is a place that kids oftentimes get stuck. We talked about that this means that m equals 0, which is a number. It's not no solution. It's not all real numbers. It's m equals 0 to solve this. And the way you would get there is you would just subtract 15m from both sides. To get the m's onto one side, you'd have negative 6m equals 0. Divide both sides by negative 6, and 0 divided by negative 6 is 0. Okay, so not to be confused with no solution and all real numbers. All right, so please use these notes to practice tonight on your homework, on the asynchronous homework. Okay, thank you.